Hey guys, welcome back. And we are back with one problem from the hacker rank, and we'll be using PHP to solve it. So let's go with the problem. The problem name is sales by match. All right, so let's go with the problem statement. There is a large pile of socks that must be paired by color. Okay, given an array of integers representing the color of each sock, determine how many pairs of socks with matching colors are there. Okay, okay, I got this one. So for example, n equals 7, it means I have n number of socks, and probably if the first sock is of one color, the second sock is of two color, and the third sock is of one color, it means I can pair this one and one, and the number of pairs should be one. Similarly, I can pair this two and two, but I cannot pair this 1 3 2 with anything. Perfect. I think I got the problem. Let's see. It has two parameters. One is n, one is array. Okay, n is the number of elements in the array, and ar is the array, and I should return integer with the matching number of pairs. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me loop through the elements of the array. So let me try one thing. I'll create an array which I will call the pairs equals array, and I'll call the pairs count equals 0. Now what I will do is, if in array the needle will be a and haystack will be pairs. So what I'm doing here is I'm checking if the current element is already present in this array. So for the first loop it is not present. So if it is not present, what I will do, I will just add it to that array. So I'll add new element which will be a. I'm adding new element to this array, and this will be the current element. Perfect. So when the loop goes for the second time or the uh, further times, then what it will do, it will again check. So let's take the example of this one. So if it is 1 for the first time, it is not present in the pairs array, so I am adding 1 to it by this line. And for the second time, it's 2. It's still not present in the pairs array, so now the array becomes 1 and 2. So once again, what I got 1. So now what happens? This returns true because 1 is already present. So what I can do here is, if the matching element is already present, let me search for the index of that element. So array search, what I'm going to search? The A where? In the pairs. So I've got the index. I don't need to check if index is there because it's in the array. So index will always return something to me. Then I can just increment the pair counts by 1. So if it is 0, it will now become 1. And then I need to remove that element from this array. What I can do, unset $pairs with the index. It should work fine. And finally, I will return the pairs count. Let's see if it works. This is not 1, 2, this is empty. Let's see and run the code. Oh, I passed both the cases. Perfect. But what I'm seeing here is, because I'm using in array and array search, so can I do it in some other optimized way? Let's see. I don't know if I can, but we can try. So I will need the two things here, that is the pairs and the pairs count equals 0. Pairs count. But what I will do, I have to loop through the elements as array as a. That's fine. But I won't be using in array and array search here. Instead, what I will do, if is set dollar pairs with a else. So what it does, it just checks if the pair has an index a or not. So for the first time, it won't have any index. So it will go to else. Then what I will do is I will add that index. I will add that index as 1 because the count is currently 1. Nice. So if it is already present, then it's easy. I will increment it. Pairs $a plus plus. Nice. I think this should be the optimized way. Now what I have in pairs is the index and value. The index is the actual element from the array and the value is the number of pairs. Okay. So what I can do here is I'll just make sure that, okay, let me use a for each here. So I already have the pair count here. For each pairs has $b, and I will just keep on increasing the pairs count equals or plus equals dollar pairs. I think it should, okay, it should not work. You know why? Because this is not the pair that actually I'm counting. I'm counting just the occurrences of that particular color, right? So I cannot do it like this way. If you want to see, you can check with the pairs count. Let's see. But it should not be the correct answer. Expected output is 3, but our output showed 9. That was as expected because we are not doing it right here. Maybe if I do it, let's see, int div with 2. I think it should work. Let's see. Expected is 3. Debug output is also 3. Oh, perfect. I think it worked. I can just return pairs count. So what it does is, let's see what is the count of p here. So for the first time, the p is 4, right? So it will convert it into integer by dividing it with 2. So now I can have the pairs count because p is 4. Let's check. P is 4, that's why it's returning me 2. Perfect. Let's see if both the cases are satisfied. Obviously, let's see for all the cases. It's working. And if I go with the above solution, the previous solution, it should also work. Let me comment it out. It doesn't matter though, because I've already returned here. But just to make sure, okay, this is working. If I submit it, all the test cases are fulfilled. So guys, even though the both solutions are working, I would personally prefer the later one because it doesn't make use of in array and array search, because it doesn't use in array and array search because they are somewhat resource consuming processes. and you will have more time complexity if you use them. So what I suggest you, just go with the later solution, and it should be the optimized solution for this problem. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll come back with more of the hacker rank problems. This much for today. Cheers, guys.